Good morning, my dear friends. This is Steve Motley speaking to you from Quantico Marine Base, Virginia. It is early Monday morning, the 16th day of November in the year of our Lord 2020. And I'm getting ready to get out of here and get on the road. And I thought before I did so, I'd shoot you a quick video because I know a lot of people out there right now are really hurting. You're trying to figure out what in the hell is going on in this crazy world. Is Joe Biden going to be our next president? So I thought I'd give you some rays of sunshine to start your week off with and tell you some good news. You know, all we've been hearing is bad news, but the good news is that President Donald J. Trump will continue to be our president. I've seen too much, I've heard too much, I know what's going on, and I just cannot buy into the idea that we, the people, America, President Trump, and the Patriots are going to allow a communist Chinese coup to take over our government. It ain't going to happen. And you don't understand, friends, just how deep the swamp is. You know, we've heard the president talk about it, that he knew it was bad, but he had no idea how bad. And we really have discovered so many things during this election process trying to figure out what happened. We all know that Donald J. Trump won the presidential election by a landslide, by millions and millions of votes. More people voted this year than ever, and most of them were for President Trump. And you know, nobody's going to tell me after all the Trump rallies I went to and all the things I've seen, you can't tell me that this communist who had no people show up at his rallies, and now on election night, President Trump was winning by large numbers. We went to bed, got up the next morning, and all of a sudden, Biden is leading in all these key states like Wisconsin, Michigan, Arizona, and that freaking Brett Baer. Friends, if any of you ever watch that asshole again, you got a problem. It was Brett Baer from Fox News, the chief political analyst who called the election for Arizona with only 15% of the vote in on election night. And if that doesn't qualify to kick him off the airway, he's a freaking liar. But we all saw this coming. If you'll remember from the videos I did prior to the election and things that you were hearing yourself, the Democrats laid out in fine detail exactly what they were going to do. You remember Hillary Clinton came out and said, under no circumstances will Joe Biden concede. And when all of the ballots are counted, Joe Biden will win by a landslide. Yeah, right, okay. This is the same Hillary Clinton that is trying to get a position as the UN ambassador in a Biden team, in a Biden presidency. Oh, yeah, this idiot has gone ahead and started picking his cabinet members like Jay Insel, that freakzoid governor from Washington State, Pete Buttigieg, Jamie Dimon, Sally Yates, Susan Rice, John Kerry, Michael Bloomberg, Elizabeth Warren, Meg Whitman. Can you imagine these people running running the government of the United States? Well, they'll be running the president because there won't be a president. That freaking Kamala Harris will be, you know, the demon that she is, and she'll continue to wreak havoc everywhere she goes. So anyway, the good news I want to start off with is that the investigation into the election results is showing massive fraud. We've got hundreds and hundreds of people coming forth signing affidavits that they observed illegal activities in different precincts around the country. We know that the computer systems were all hacked. They were all programmed to show massive votes for Biden when they should have been for President Trump. So the bottom line is this thing's going to go out. There's 65 days until the inauguration. And the Democrats are going to try to force president out of office. There are actually CEOs of companies around this country that are getting together in secret, plotting to remove our president by any means necessary. So I would encourage all of you watching this video, above all things, pray. Pray like you've never prayed before, because I'm telling you it works. You know, in my last video, I told you a little bit about my experience in D.C. the other day. Well, I'm telling you, the more I'm away from that and I think back on it, I had guardian angels watching me every step of the way because I could have been in deep kimchi. I drove down places that were so narrow I could barely get through, and there were Antifa and BLM on both sides. I was deep into BLM Antifa territory, and I did it by accident. I didn't know exactly where they were hanging out, but boy, did I find out, and it was a wake-up call to me. But friends, listen, there's a lot of news that's happening behind the scenes that you're not getting any wind of whatsoever on the fake news media. And one of the things I wanted to tell you about in this short video is the big shakeup that's occurred over at the Pentagon. You know, the other day you all heard that Mark Esper, that freaking globalist politician who was serving as, now how the hell he got to be Secretary of Defense in the first place, whoever gave President Trump the information that he should be the pick was probably the same one that put John Bolton in as the National Security Advisor. John Bolton, one of the original planners of the 9/11 inside job. You don't believe me? Go look up Project for the American Century. That's right, Project for the New American Century. Go look at who signed that, and you'll find out who the planners were for the 9/11 incident 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Oh my God, can you believe it's been that long? Well, let me tell you, after Esper was fired, President Trump brought in a gentleman by the name of Christopher Miller. Now, I've known about Christopher Miller for a while because he's a warrior. He's a former Green Beret. He was a member of the 5th Special Forces Group over in Afghanistan. He's a good man. Now, let me tell you a little bit about him real quick. He was born in Iowa City, Iowa. And one of the things he said in high school, when somebody asked him, what did he want to do in his life? He said, I want to serve my country to the best of my ability and make my parents proud. Now, Christopher's 55 years old. He's a former Green Beret, like I said. He's been with the Trump administration since 2016. He's been bouncing back and forth between special assignments at the Pentagon and the White House, and now he is the right man for the job. So there's going to be a massive cleaning of the Pentagon over the next few days. Remember, 65 days till the inauguration, but President Trump is busy every day putting things in place to destroy the globalists and the Illuminati. Now, let me tell you something else about Christopher Miller. He went to George Washington University in D.C. He came from Iowa, and when he started going to college, he joined the Army Reserve. So the whole time he was going through George Washington University, he was in the reserve. I think he made the rank of E5. And then when he graduated from college through the ROTC program, he was commissioned a second lieutenant in the Army. And like I said, his specialty was Special Forces. And he spent a lot of time. He got a Bronze Star, Legion of Merit. He got out of the Army for a while, and he was a defense contractor. And then he was called back into active service with President Trump. So he is the acting Secretary of Defense, and he's a damn good man. Now, let me tell you about the Assistant Secretary of Defense. That's a young man. He's 34 years old. He's a child prodigy. He's a genius. Many of you that have been watching my videos for a while, you'll remember this name, Ezra Cohen Watnick. Now, when Ezra Cohen Watnick graduated from college with honors, he was quickly assigned to the United States government in the Pentagon. He attended the farm. Before he went over to Afghanistan as an advisor, he attended the farm down in Williamsburg, Virginia. You all know the farm is where CIA trains its operatives. They wanted Ezra to have a good understanding of tactics and so forth so that when he got to Afghanistan, he could, stay alive and also do the best job he could. Well, while he was in Afghanistan, he was noted, or Lieutenant General Michael Flynn noted that he was a really aggressive, smart analyst, and so he brought him into his employ. And when General Flynn became the director of the Defense Intelligence Agency, when General Flynn became the director of the Defense Intelligence Agency, DIA, he brought Ezra Watnick with him. But when General Flynn was removed, a short time later, he resigned because he didn't want to be around H.R. McMaster and some of those other demons that did their damn best. You know the setup on General Flynn. They accused him of violating the Logan Act and all sorts of things, Russian collusion. Joe Biden was in on that. Joe Biden knew that Flynn had to go because Flynn knew where all the bodies were buried. They could not allow Flynn to remain as the national security advisor to President Trump, so the demons replaced General Flynn with that drunkard H.R. McMaster, who's a demon beyond all belief. This guy is evil incarnate. But let me tell you, they put Ezra Cohen Watnick in as the acting Assistant Secretary of Defense, and he's going to be doing a great job. But the other gentleman that y'all may not have heard of he's a good friend, and he came up with Devin Nunes. Now, we all know the great patriot Devin Nunes is and what all he's done for the country. But Kash Patel is an Indian American. He's a lawyer. He's been working with the government, especially his counterintelligence. But he is going to be the chief of staff for Christopher Miller. So you've got some, oh, and also you got retired Army Brigadier General Anthony Tata, T-A-T-A, that's his real name. He's 61 years old. He's from Norfolk, Virginia, and he's going to be acting Undersecretary of Defense for Policy. He's like the G3. He's got a really, really important job, okay? But I wanted you to know about this Pentagon shakeup because I guarantee you it's only going to be a matter of days before General Milley, who I've been calling on President Trump to get rid of for months now. This guy is a deep state, in my opinion, a traitor. He has come out openly and said that as the chief of staff of the military, it's not their job to support dictators. Well, I would have fired him immediately upon saying that, but I'm quite sure that Christopher Miller and Kash Patel and Ezra Cohen Watnick and retired Army General Brigadier General Anthony Tata, they got plans, and they're going to be getting rid of him and any other of those deep state loyalist generals that may be hanging around the Pentagon drawing a check. Look at old Milley. He's a fat ass. He can't hardly fit in his freaking military uniform. He ought to have been kicked out of the military years ago for being such a fat ass. I guess all the standards in the military just went to shit when the demons took over. But anyway, we used to have strict standards about weight and being in shape and all that. But anyway, Milley has absolutely got to go. So I hope we'll see his firing take place this week. We're going to see a lot more house cleaning. President Trump is moving forward. You're not hearing this stuff in the fake news media, but it's going to be very prevalent soon, especially when President Trump and his team come out and show every one of you in cyberspace just what happened during the election. This fraud is beyond belief, and how these dumbass Democrats thought that they could get away with this is beyond me. But they think they could do anything they want. But no matter what these fake news media outlets tell you, Joe Biden is not the president-elect. I don't give a shit if he has a transition team. I don't care if he's putting together his cabinet picks. I don't care if he's got a office of the president-elect. You can say all you want, but it ain't going to change the truth. President Donald J. Trump will be our next president. So I hope you can have some solace in that fact. I hope you receive a little bit of uplift and know that no matter how bad it looks, no matter how many lies these demonic CNN, MSNBC, ABC, all these freakazoids, whatever they say, it's just hyperbole. They're hoping. It's hoping and wishing. They think that if they tell a lie long enough, it'll come true. Well, in this case, it's not going to come true. So if you hear any of your friends or anybody out there try to tell you that President Biden or President-elect Biden, if you hear that, you need to step forward and say, let me school you on something. Let me tell you the truth of the matter. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. And the fat lady ain't going to sing for 65 more days. But we are going to prove, the Trump administration is going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that this massive fraud took place, that we the people were ripped off, and we're not going to stand for it. And again, I don't mean to go back in time, but based on what I observed in D.C. on Saturday at the Million MAGA March, I tell you, if the BLM and Antifa were to have a say in this country, we'd all be in a really bad way. We'd be in deep kimchi, as they say over in Korea. But anyway, friends, let me tell you, it's a great time to be alive. There's no reason to fret. We need to all lift up our spirits. We need to collectively pray together that our president will be protected. They're coming after him like a pack of wolves because they know what his re-election will mean. It will mean the absolute end to the pedophilic, Luciferian, demonic government that's been controlling this country and this planet for many, many years, and we're not going to stand for it. So with that, friends, I want you to have a wonderful day. The best is yet to come. God wins in the end, and President Trump is our honest, duly elected president. He won by millions and millions of votes, and that will be proven in a court of law. And I dare these demons to try to fight us, because if it comes to a civil war, if we have to take these people out physically, we'll do so. That's what they're saying they're going to do to our president. I told you about these companies in America that are getting together plotting traitor. They're plotting traitors, and they're going to try to take the president out of the White House. Ain't going to happen. Not on our watch. We got too many patriots standing by, because while these demons have been spouting off, cheating at the polls, the patriots have been loading magazines. Oh, I got plenty of ammunition. I hope you do too. That's all I want for Christmas is more ammo, more weapons. And you better be thinking the same way, because what I saw on Saturday in those northeast areas of D.C. that I got lost in the middle of Antifa BLM country, if that was an indicator of what's to come, it's going to get ugly. But we're ready, and I hope you are. Go out there and get your extra water, get your foodstuffs like I've been telling you for years now, and I think you'll be very, very happy. Last thing I want to share, friends, what we're experiencing here is a phenomenon we haven't seen in a long time. There's so much information coming out, there's so much news that I believe we're in what I call the quickening. What we get, one day today is equivalent to about a month or 2 months, over the past. It's crazy. But everything is moving forward. The Trump legal team is not backing down, thanks to people like Sidney Powell. God bless her. She's a national treasure. I had the good fortune to meet Sidney back in Dallas, Texas in November 2018. She was kind enough to let me interview her. Those videos are here they're on the retiredmarinesoundsoff.com channel. But right now I'm still shut down over there by YouTube, so I'm using this alternative channel. And I really hope that if you like this video, you'll share it and that you'll subscribe to this channel. It's temporary. I hope to go back to the Retired Marine soon, but I doubt seriously that YouTube is going to let me back until after the inauguration, after all is said and done. Same thing with Twitter is crazy. Nobody's seeing our stuff. Facebook, I got 20 more days to go in Facebook jail before I can post anything. I can see Facebook, I can see the things on my site, but I can't make any comments and I can't forward anything because being in Facebook jail. But friends, listen, it's all good. Everything is going to work out. I want all of you to lift up your heads and sing hallelujah, because the best is coming and we're going to win this thing and we're going to get this swamp drained once and for all. And you get to be a part of it, because the fake news media is done. They're toast. Nobody listens to them anymore. Nobody believes a damn word they say. So it's going to all turn to people like me and you and others with alternative media sources, because we're the front line. We're the ones that are going to give you the truth. Oh, I got a piece of bad news I got to share. That freaking, what's his name? The one that was doing the investigation into the Russiagate. Oh, God. What is his name? Anyway, it'll come to me in a second. But that big investigation, John Durham. John Durham, that it was A.G. Barr that assigned John Durham to do the investigation into Spygate. He came out late last night and said he is not going to pursue, the investigation is not going to be made public, and he's not going to try to prosecute the criminals that perpetrated Spygate, because he's afraid, this is what he said, he's afraid it will upset President-elect Biden. So I guess we know whose team John Durham is on. Who assigned John Durham? A.G. Barr. Bill Barr. I've told y'all he was a bad egg from the beginning. He absolutely is. This week, I think we need to see the firing of A.G. Barr. We need to see Christopher Wray. FBI director, he needs to be gone. Needs to be a complete house cleaning at the FBI and the CIA. Gina Haspel's got to be removed this week, and we got to take control of these intelligence agencies because John Brennan, Hillary Clinton, Barack Hussein Obama, they're in the background working against our president. There's been a shadow government operating right here in D.C. ever since before President Trump was inaugurated. If you saw that demon, that Osama bin Laden on 60 Minutes last night, calling our president a dictator, says he's acting like a dictator, he's a sore loser. Why don't he just create the transition team and turn it over to Biden? Wrong answer, bucko. You freakzoid. You're going to go to the depths of prison for your traitorous activity. Osama bin Laden was the absolute worst president in the history of the world. And Donald Trump is the best. So you can kind of figure out why the demons are coming unglued and pulling out all the stops to stop this election of a just man. The person that you and I, we the people, we elected this man. And we're going to see him take office on January 20th, 2021. Don't you doubt it for a second. All right, friends. Well, listen, I think I've about wrapped it up. I didn't want this to go very long today. I got to get out of here and hit the road. But I'll be talking to you again real soon. And I'm going to make these videos, I've decided, a lot shorter. I'm going to hit on some key information that I think you need to know about. And I know you didn't know about this Pentagon cleansing because it ain't been hitting the major media anywhere. And it probably never will. So if you want to get the truth, then that's what I'm here to do. I'm going to sort through all that BS and minutia and give you the best information I possibly can. So I want to thank all of you once again for taking time out of your schedule here on Monday morning, Monday afternoon, whenever it is, to watch this video. Now, please, like I said, share it with your friends. Let them know this is my temporary channel and that I'll be going back to retiredmarinesoundsoff.com soon. Now, this one is redirected to Marine Sounds Off. So my alternative site is marinesoundsoff.com. And like I said, you know my other site, okay? God bless you, friends. Thank you so much for being here. And open your mouth. Let the world know that you stand for truth, justice, and the American way. You want to see the rule of law reestablished in America. And we want all these demons to go to prison or be hung by the neck until dead, whichever they deserve. And you know what that is, okay? Well, friends, take care. I'll be talking to you real soon. Bye now. Have a good one.